I call him Big Time.
You call him Big Time?
Big time.
Big time.
I'm big time. It's big time.
Big time.
Big Time.
Big Time!
Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time. Big time.
And there is no airport system penetrated. What's up, guys? It's your boy Big Time. I'm gonna cut straight to the point. I'm not in the Jetta. The Jetta is dead once again. Thankfully, it's not the engine this time. It is the clutch and the flywheel, but it's going to be out for a couple of weeks again. You know, I was really upset at first because obviously I spent a lot of money rebuilding the engine, and to run into more mechanical problems after that is... But anyway, this has afforded me a pretty unique opportunity that I'm excited about. So as you guys know, my work gives me access to quite a lot of new cars. Some haven't been released to the public and we get to see them for the first time, which is one of the draws of why I took this job in the first place. Once I realized I was out of the car, I decided to organize with work to see if I could take something. And originally I had organized to grab just our company CX-7, pretty old and beat up. As it turns out, they needed that car for some development purposes, so it was unavailable. So I spoke to the head of our garage and he organized another car for me. And I'm kind of excited about it. And it's something I normally wouldn't be excited to drive. It's not generally what you call an exciting car, but it's something different. So yeah, they gave me the brand new BMW i3. I'm in it right now, and the reason you can't hear anything and my voice is probably nice and loud is because this is a fully electric vehicle. Sustainably made. It's got a whole bunch of cool raw materials on it. You can see the dash there is all natural wood. You know, the dash is, it looks like it's fiberglass. I believe it's got a fully carbon fiber monocoque, and man, that's just a fun word to say. Carbon fiber monocoque. Perfect. This car is really cool because it represents where we need to be moving in terms of vehicles sort of over the next decade or so. Obviously I'm a petrol head. I love my cars, I always have. I like fast cars, I like high-tech cars. So yeah, the idea of a fully electric vehicle, especially one that's super quiet, has never really appealed to me. But I started thinking about it, and I was a really big fan of the interior of this car the second we got it in. The exterior styling is very unique, to say the least. Yeah, I thought, while I've got this car for the week, why not just document my thoughts, and yeah, we'll make some sort of a journal. And this is, you know, a petrol head's week with a fully electric vehicle. Let's get into it. The first thing you realize about when you drive a fully electric car like the i3 is that it's whisper quiet. Start it up and there's no hum of the engine, you don't hear the starter motor, there's no exhaust, so it's just quiet, which is really weird to get used to at first. After a while, it's kind of nice. I'm saying a lot, so this is going to be a nightmare to edit. After driving it for a little bit, the weirdest thing to get used to is I need to double check what BMW actually calls this, but it has active braking. So essentially you could drive this car without really using the brake pedal. Obviously to move you need to use the accelerator, but when you back off it, unlike a regular automatic where it will just start to slow down, this one actively brakes. You can feel it, you can feel the car coming to a stop. I've done it a few times where I've come to a complete stop and I haven't had to use the brake at all. And the reason they do this is because when the car is braking itself, it's actually recharging the battery, which is really cool. So I mean, by doing that, you're going to extend your range. Yeah, I drove from work to home last night, which is probably only about, I don't know, 15 kilometers. According to my e-fuel gauge, I have another 112 kilometers in my range. So that's really cool. I mean, I only used just over 1/8 of a tank getting home, and it looks like I'll probably make it to work with 3/4 of a tank left, and then it'll be recharged for the day, ready for me to take it home again tonight. Back in the BMW i3 for day 3. It's Wednesday, just knocked off work, on my way to training. Yeah, I'm finding myself more and more attached to this car, which is something I did not expect. Let's talk about creature comforts today. Now, I know probably one of the most polarizing things about this car is its aesthetics and its exterior styling. Yeah, look, by no standards is this what you'd call an attractive looking car, but it is pretty interesting from a design standpoint. But I think for what it is, you're going to be spending most of your time inside the car. And on the inside, I think this thing's beautiful. It's honestly designed like a piece of modern furniture. It's got beautiful curves. The woodwork is spectacular, and it's some of my favorite bits. I also really like the raw, unfinished fiberglass. Normally that just screams prototype car, but put up against that beautiful woodwork and the leather, it just fits in really nicely. And I'm sure they've done that because it's sustainable and it's also super lightweight, so it's functional as well as it being aesthetically pleasing. The leather on the seats and the seats themselves is super comfortable. You feel pretty relaxed and well supported, which is what's important. The steering wheel, although it isn't very pretty looking, it is really nice to hold. I've got my controls, my stereo and my cruise control and my Bluetooth voice activation all within reach, which is great. Also having my gear select right up on the steering stalk as well is kind of handy. The only time I'm really using my left hand to go to the center console is to activate the iDrive controls, or if I'm changing songs, or I need to reconnect to my phone and stuff like that. But for the most part, everything I need is within reach. I'm also a really big fan of the instrumentation in this vehicle. It's super clean and super minimalist. For the most part, it's basically just one floating tablet and then another one just behind the steering wheel for my really important stuff like my charge, my speed, and all that sort of information. We've also got these really cool twin sunroofs. I don't know if you can see that, it might be too close, which is really nice. So if one of you doesn't want the sun, you can close your blind and the driver or the passenger can have the sun, which is really cool. Come summer, having both the sunroofs open and the glass, I think it'd be a really, really nice place to be. Haven't jumped in the back yet. It looks like we have space for 2 adults in the back. I don't believe this is a 5-seater car. The rear doors open suicide style, which is always a nice touch. So you can stand there with both doors open and you can load people pretty easily in the front and back of the car. This car is really smartly designed and the interior is just a beautiful place to be. And combine that, the fact that it's super quiet, being a fully electric car, the interior is just a beautiful place to be. And I've enjoyed driving this thing. I've just been cruising to work and then cruising to home and training afterwards. So yeah, I'm kind of loving the i3. Who would have thought? That's it, we've made it. It's Friday and it's probably my last day driving the i3. And I gotta admit, I'm actually kind of sad. This past week, I've really genuinely enjoyed driving this car around. I suppose I kind of have to speak about the price point. And the truth is, it's about $85,000. That's probably too much for what it is. Given $85,000, there's plenty of other cars we'd rather go buy. And I know personally right now, I'd go out and buy a Golf R, I'd go buy an Audi S3, I'd buy a brand new Civic Type R. There's a whole bunch of other cars I would put ahead of this. But that's not to say I don't like this car, because I really do. And above all else, I really like what it represents. It's the future. And combined with what we're working on at work, being the wireless charging and having that integrated in parking lots and service stations and intersections and, you know, the highways, it really is going to be how we all get around. Like, petrol's not going to be around forever, guys. So BMW has created something that although it doesn't look very nice from the outside, is a beautiful place to be. It's an absolute joy to drive. It's surprisingly fast. Believe me when I say that, it's fast. So I have to give props where props due. BMW's come up with something awesome. The i3 is a fantastic car, not just a fantastic electric car, it's a great car. Yeah, I never thought I'd enjoy an electric car as much as I did this one. So if I can be converted, then I'm pretty sure anyone can, to be honest. Yeah, so this is really exciting stuff. And I'm going to miss my little car. So I'm going to sign off here and enjoy my final drive to work. But that's it for me. It's your boy BIGTYM. Out. Peace.